I love the way the First Gen Lounge makes me feel.
Because it creates a space where I belong, where we're able to create community.
The fact that it's a community.
It's a safe place.
It also gives me a place to understand different perspectives.
The stories of these individuals prescribe transformational perspective.
I receive encouragement, enlightenment, empowerment.
And also serve as a catalyst to just keep going.
Where we're able to be our true selves.
I'm allowed to be an unapologetic first gen.
And above all else, tell our story.
And every episode is unique.
I love it.
I'm your host, Dr. Eve, and I'd like to welcome you to the First Gen Lounge.
Good morning and great day. And hey. And if you knew what it do, all that. I am always so glad to be here with y'all. This is really one of my absolute favorite spaces. If you didn't know, now you know. Don't forget it, okay? So here we are. Last session, we talked about just breathe. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have been doing that shit for y'all. Look, y'all ate that episode up, okay? Thank you for that. Let me just say that now. Thank you for that. It has felt really good to get back to the best parts of myself. And I realized through the journey of life, it's not that we always forget who we are. We just get so consumed sometimes with living life and making things happen that sometimes things just take a back seat. So for where I am in my life right now, it has been truly a beautiful thing for me to reconnect with things that are healing, that are outlets, that are just all the things, right? But the parts of myself that remind me of like what I really love about myself, things that I enjoy about myself, and to explore those things because, again, life be lifing, but it can do that. So what we are now, we gonna keep going. We just gonna keep building. We gonna keep building, right? And today I want to talk to you about putting yourself first. I heard more recently, but I guess it would be natural because of the time of the year this is. But I've just heard, put yourself first. I'm gonna put myself first. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation or several conversations with folks from 24 to about 62. And every last person that I talked to mentioned putting themselves first. Now hear me again, 24 to 62 years old, and everybody is like, I am working on putting myself first. And I'm like, is there something in the water and the tea and the coffee and the wine? It's got to be, it's a collective thing. Is it? I mean, it is what it is. It's the season, and I'm encouraging all of us to lean into that because it is necessary that we think about who we are, what we want for ourselves. I mean, we talk about that often on the show and how to go about getting what we want for ourselves. And a lot of that comes from putting ourselves first. And it's something to shake the selfishness, right, of putting yourself first, because we're taught that to think about us is selfish. But as I get older and I really understand life, right, one of the things that I know for sure is that if I don't put myself first and take care of myself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, professionally, academically, whatever that looks like, I can't show up and be any good to anybody else. And we can say that. I'm sure that several of you know that. I know that, but again, the actual practice of that can be harder because we live in a world where, yes, I want to put myself first. I'm going to put myself first. No, I don't want to be selfish. And then people are far too often in a space where they think that you putting yourself first is selfish, but it's actually selfish of them for them to not want you to put yourself first, or for you to not be good, or to think that they should be more important than what you are. Boom! There it is. Look, that's the bar for the day, ain't it? But nonetheless, as I was thinking about the conversation that I'd had, and I think about my own journey of putting myself first and what that means, the reflections led me to come to three things that I'm going to share with you today, okay? One of those things is that it is so easy so easy to underestimate how painful putting yourself can be at times. And painful, like whoever associates putting yourself first and happy, joy, and go out there and do you, boo, and live your best life with pain. But y'all, it's a reason why so many of us actually struggle to put ourselves first, because as far as I'm aware, I haven't heard people talking about this. Pain of putting yourself first. Though it's said, just because a decision is the right one, doesn't make it easy. And that's true. A decision could be the right one, doesn't mean it's going to be easy, and it doesn't mean that it's going to feel good immediately. So sometimes we will keep ourselves from doing what's best for us because we don't like the discomfort or whatever that thing may be. We're going to have to shake that shit, because at the end of the day, putting ourselves first means being an adult. It means making hard decisions. It means doing hard things, but it also means knowing that you are capable of doing said thing. And I'm having a real-time realization. It's going back to all the things we've been talking about. It's honoring your truth. It is learning to just breathe through things, even if it's not comfortable, understanding it's not going to be like this always. It is learning to trust yourself in the decisions that you're making, knowing that, yeah, this is a good decision. And I will get through this. I may not like how it feels initially, but I know what the hell I'm doing. So it's important for us to understand and just accept, to wrap our heads, our minds, our hearts around the fact that sometimes doing what's best for us is just going to hurt. And it may hurt for a little while, but that is okay, because think about something like going to the gym and you working out, you're trying to build muscle. Yes, that's going to hurt. You are literally tearing your body down to build it back up. When you think about putting yourself first, there are parts of your life that you are going to have to tear down to build it back up. And it may not be a week or 2 months or year or even 2 years. It may be some time before you get that thing right where you want it. But the thing is that you are building and you are making progress, and you got to give yourself credit for that. So let the pain be what the pain's going to be, because it's going to be. But pain is temporary. And here's something I learned a long time ago. You will never remember exactly how much something hurt. You will know that it hurt. There's no denying that something will hurt. And you can even remember, like, I'd never want to experience a pain like that again. But when you distance yourself from pain that you've had in your life, you don't generally relive that exact pain. So just know, as you are navigating these painful moments, that you won't feel it again or the same or in the same exact way, because life presents you with, again, that strength and ability and that tolerance such that what hurts will never hurt the same again. So lean on into that. Now, the other thing about putting yourself first is figuring out what the hell works. Because there are so many layers to layers to layers to layers of life. And changing one thing always has implications for another and another and another and another. So if and while you may be struggling to figure out what to do and struggling to put yourself first and struggling to make it make sense, that's okay. You're good. You all right. Not a problem. Kosher, right? Because you want to be thoughtful in your decisions when you're putting yourself first. You want to think about the possible outcomes. Now, that's not to overthink it or to get obsessive, but it's to definitely say, I am considerate, and we've talked about this before. So again, just bringing it all home. But really, it's being able to say, I am thoughtful, and I recognize that this thing can impact this thing and this thing, but then going back to those values, right? To things that are important to you, and saying, but however, I'm going to make a decision to do X, Y, and Z. And then I can adjust and adapt or deal with the other things when I get there, because these are other things that are important. These aren't as important as this thing is. So even that as a strategy or a framework for approaching how to figure it out or what to do, what really matters to me, and even more so, what matters to me right now. Something one of my best friends said to me recently, and I was like, that's a bar, and I'm gonna go ahead and embrace that. The only thing that's real is this moment. The past is the past. The future gonna be what it is. All you have is here and now. And we are so often trained made to believe by society and everybody and their mama that we need to think so much about the future. I think it is important that we do give thought to the future, but sometimes we give so much thought to the future. Sometimes we get so stuck in the past. And I'm one of them people, that can be before and after, but being right here and right now, I'm like, no, because I gotta make sure. But saying that to say and figuring things out, here is where I am right now. This is what needs to be done right now. This is the best choice right now. And do that and make the most of it and let up on yourself, because like, again, we've talked about, and I'm going to reiterate, because again, we talk about it and I just want to drive it home. The educator in me says, say it again, and say it again, right? But really thinking about the fact that we can make decisions now based off what's important to us right now, based on what makes sense to us right now, and then get to an hour, or 2 hours, a day, a week, a year, 10 years, and realize I want to go in a different direction. I want to do something different. And we always, that's powerful. The power of choice, being able to say, all right, this was cool for what it was, and next. And then think about, with time, priorities changing, values changing, life just changing. If we let ourselves get stuck in trying to figure everything out before we decide how and what exactly we want to do to move ourselves forward, we're not going to make the progress that we want to make. That's just what it is. We're not going to put ourselves first, because we're going to continue to find excuses for why we can't do so. So saying that to say, pick one thing, 2 or 3 things that will make you feel empowered about putting yourself first, about you being the center of your life, if that's what you're after, right? And do that thing, and do so gracefully, my love. Do that, because you can do that. It's your right. And the last thing, what I know now, and I've known before, but it's just interesting to hear it in live time. No matter our age, we're all trying to figure out this thing called life, because our experiences just have a way of just constantly shaping us and pushing us to think about our paths, which is then the reason why I want to remind you that life is a journey, not a destination. And I'm guilty of being someone who I think a lot about the destination. I recognize that there's a journey, there's a process, and I'll say it all day, but in live time, real time, the time, now time, my time, I show it out with that, what I know. But really just thinking about all the things, it's a journey, and we're all just journeying. And I've spent so much of my life thinking about right and wrong. I've spent so much of my life thinking about black and white. I feel like maybe that's come from the fact that you should have a clear path. You should think about your 10-year plan, your 15-year plan, what you're going to do in your career. And that's constantly given to us as a message. And so it's not a surprise that sometimes we just feel like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. And it's no surprise why somebody 24 or 62 are facing the same challenge of wanting to put themselves first, because it's how even life has taught us what to prioritize as people when it comes to even family structures, and depending on your culture, on your gender, on your age, what you should be doing. But the question is like, well, what the hell do you want to do? Oh, that was real smooth. But really, what do you want to do? But in it being a destination, just allowing room for yourself to be able to just evolve and to let life and the universe and what it's sending you, and even what you're manifesting and calling into your life, let those things come to be, and give yourself space to be all right with the fact that, hey, I may not know this right now, but eventually I will. But here is what I do know right now. So there's this sense of gentleness that I'd hope that you continue to have with yourself. Because again, it's painful sometimes to make hard decisions, and it's multiple layers and multiple people and multiple situations, and it's ages and experiences. So it's just so many things. And that's why it can be overwhelming and hard to put yourself with so many things. But again, thinking about the destination, remove the destination and just be on a journey. Just be on a journey. Hey, in my life right now, I want to travel. In my life right now, I want to eat. In my life right now, I want to focus on physical and spiritual wellness, and that's your prerogative. So if you needed a sign, or you've been struggling to give your permission to just not have an answer or a full out plan, here you go. There it is. How you say, whoop, there it is. Yeah, boy. But really, because it's like, I have to do this by 25. I have to do this by 45. I got to do this by 60. And again, we hear this messaging, even 30 under 30, 40 under 40, pressure and how fast you're going to move up and how fast you're going to get things done. And even if we think about the day and age for which you live in, how quickly our expectations for things are, for a number of reasons. If you think about even like media itself, social media, news, radio, podcast, all of it. We live in an age where now is a thing. And we don't get enough messaging that not right now is cool. Slow is cool. Steady is cool. So I'm here to give you that messaging today because it is important to even sometimes be able to remove ourselves. Like, why do you think taking detoxes from television and social media is something that people do? And just getting away from the minutia of everything happening and so fast and just learning again to be present in this moment and giving your mind a sense of peace. Because think about how much information you process a day without even some of those external things. And then you add that fuel to the fire and like you wired. Bars again. Yeah, your girl is hot right now. But either way, what it all comes down to, while we here, it's just for you to be reminded that this is your life. It's yours. These are your experiences. These are your feelings. These are your thoughts. This is your being. All of that. And however you are, where you are right now, it is okay. It is okay. It is okay, because nobody has it all together. And as you're thinking about putting yourself first, just take your time, because we're always going to be thinking about what we want our lives to look like and what decisions we want to make to get there. And no matter what happens, things are always going to be changing, that are going to be, again, shifting the way we look at things, influencing what we desire, really even coming to and sometimes going back to parts of yourself that will end up having us going right when we thought we were going to go left. And that's cool, because that's your business. Who said Tab say that? That's right. Okay, now. But I appreciate you. I thank you for sharing space, and really and truly want you to be reminded that you're not by yourself. You're not on your own. It's not just you. You're not overthinking it. You're not all in your head. Like, life be lifing and we lifing together. We lifing together. I got you. All right. So keep making room for yourself. Breathe and lean on in. Know that I love you, and keep pressing forward. All right, I'm out. Peace.